what actually is going to serve my goal to heal my life. And that includes taking time with my kids. That includes letting them, showering them with love. That includes having time where I literally shut everything else out to just be. And that's hard because that's a muscle. That's actually something we have to develop, is stillness. Stillness.
That is something I have not been able to figure out.
And it's huge, but that also affects your digestive system. It affects your digestive system.
What I do sometimes is but it's only when I feel overwhelmed. It'll be like, I got to shut down. Like my mind is racing, my stomach feels off, my head is hurting.
Yep, you're in a crisis.
I'll cut the light out. I'll say, and it's almost like I have to. Kids, right. I'm locking my door.
Right.
You have to stay in your bed, or you go play with Infinity, or go. Yeah.
I get peanut butter bread.
Okay, in a second. I made you dinner, so after you eat dinner.
Okay, yeah.
Go back in the living room for 1 second. Okay, that's so. And it's, and then I go to
this
sleep.
Is delicious.
Feeling,
oh God, so good.
Like it's like a nervous feeling, and then I wake up feeling like that.
Yeah,
and that's what it's like. I have to shut. I have to say, I don't want to scream at you. I don't want to be mean to you. You have to leave me alone.
Right. You're it's like you're
and
at the point
happens
of burnout.
like once a month where I'm just like, you gotta leave me alone right now. I can't hear you. I can't talk to you. And I'll cut my phone off, and I just want to be in the darkness, and I can't do anything.
So what I'm saying to you is, see, that's a crisis. That's a place of burnout.
Definitely crisis mode.
It's a place of burnout. And what we want to do is live from a place of prevention. We want to live from a place of continuous health and healing. So when you do that, that's why I said creating a lifestyle where like every 2 hours, I'm giving myself time to just check in with myself. You know what? I'm just going to receive God's grace right now. So it's just go to the bathroom. Wherever you are, there's going to be a bathroom. Take a second, take a minute.
Do you talk to yourself?
I literally pray. I pray. God, I just thank you right now. I receive your grace, and I just sit and I quiet my mind and I listen. I listen. I tune inward. And when I tune inward, you hear the small whispers of golden answers.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just let it go.
Or sometimes you just sometimes what I do, I'll sit in the stall and I'll just breathe.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I don't pray, I just breathe.
Yes.
I just sit and I just breathe.
Oh, when I say pray, I'm
not
sitting there talking to God. I receive your grace right now. Just breathe. And I just literally be quiet and tune in. When I say silence, because sometimes I just need quiet to just shut everything else out. And then the next thing you know is God may speak to you, or literally you'll have an epiphany, because God speaks to us in epiphanies all the time. You have an aha, or you just have a resolution, or whatever you come out of it with answers, or you just come out of it with perspective. Okay, and perspective may be is, man, you know, what really I'm upset about, I need to address, or I know now I need to let that go, or I need to release that, whatever it is. But like I said, I have clients, they're like, look, the bathroom is my best friend because ain't nobody going to me to stall with me, because they won't go there, you know. And the thing is, I just need to say, you know what? Like, I need that time. Me time is important because it's called replenishing, right? I'm refreshing. I'm restoring my soul, restoring my soul, because I don't want to get to the point where I'm 1 second away from explosion. I've done everything and guess what? Usually you haven't achieved everything you could in that time, because if you had done it in a way where you literally were flowing, right? Flowing with the peace of God and the grace of God, you get so much more. Literally, you were just like, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. I got better answers now. You know what I mean? And I realized all of this, like, this could be done tomorrow. No. This doesn't need to be done today. It's perspective. That's the biggest thing that shifts, is perspective. And when we have that shift in perspective, everything else, because it changes our course, right? And for us, we're saying there are things I have like, you know what? I've been like, you know what? I've had to say, I understand now. This is your issue. That's not my issue. And I realized, like, that's not my problem. This thing that I'm going, this is that person's problem. Why am I holding on to it? I've been trying to fix. That's not my job. That's one of the big ones. Why am I trying to fix somebody else? That's not my job. and I let it go. I pray for that person, let them go. Whatever I'm supposed to do, that's good. It's called letting go of the shackles. Liberation. And liberation, it starts with our hearts and minds, but we have to make time for it. You know, we're waiting till a crisis happens to say, oh, I need answers. But we need answers every day. The problem is we try to act like we got all the answers. You know, and we come to God and we on our knees in some sort of a crisis. He's like, look, I am here all day long. I got you. I got you. The vision you have, I gave it to you. The destiny that is calling you, I put that picture in front of you. Right? That's the plan I have on your life. So trust me, right? Trust. And to say it's okay. And that is a big thing, because when we slow down, it changes like our bodies. Like it's like you start to tune in. What's going on in my body right now? My body is telling me I'm angry about something. I'm hurt about something. Maybe I need to journal. Maybe I need to talk to somebody. Maybe I need to confront that in my thing. I need to own up to it and say, man, that really hurt me. What do I want to do? What do I want to do about that? Does the relationship matter enough for me to say something? Or do I need to, you know, when Maya says, when people show you who they are, believe them and say, okay, I had a situation with my daughter's, one of my daughter's classmates' parents. I said, she and I aren't friends. I would expect that she would have done better than that, but she showed me who she is. So what am I going to do? Take note. Take note, and I keep it moving, because it's not worth it for me. You know what I mean? And that is literally those kind of shifts are earthquakes. They're literally earthquakes in terms of moving us in places that our bodies, our minds, our spirits are all in tune, in alignment. See what I'm saying? That's why your body, if you can't eliminate toxins, it's because you're holding on to it. Right? That to me speaks to, I'm trying to control everything, right? Because you have so full of ideas and so full of vision, but you're not alone. You're not alone. And God is saying to you, look, girl, I got you. Walk like this with your hands open. Walk like this, knowing that you're not alone. Receive. Because it's easy for you to give, but you need to do more receiving. And that's the receiving that we get is in those quiet moments. Is that strength that God imparts to us, right? In those quiet moments. That's why it's so important. That's what, like, literally. Even when I take my supplements, I realize for me, the program is wonderful, but for me, because of my faith, I know everything I do, I surrender to God. Everything I do, I'm like, I know you're the healer. This is all cool and everything, but my faith is in you. It's not in a program. I know you use the program, and that's wonderful because it cooperates with the way you design things to operate. But I know at the end of the day, this is a journey. This is not, because or else you'll be like, okay, I did this now, I did this now.
That's what I do. That's my day.
Exactly.
That's a
and
checklist.
you're like, yeah. And you know, the Bible says many are the plans in man's heart. It's good to have plans, but remember the big story of your life. That's just a piece of it. And that's just you. And you have to be willing to say, oh, okay, you know what? That didn't happen. It just wasn't meant for it's okay. Because when I put so much weight on it, it starts to eat at me. Right? It starts to weigh on me. But I'm be like, that's all right. Because I know my steps are being ordered. Like I can tell you when I'm gonna give you a quick story. So when I was sitting there one day and I was at an event I met Beverly Bond at Angela's book club. And it's funny because I had this vision of talking to the girls in her leadership camp. But you know, you don't know anybody. Like, how am I gonna get, like, you know, I'm a firm believer that, you know, God will connect you to the right people when it's the right time. Right. And of course, you know, you have to be aware of your 6 degrees of separation. I'm not saying sit there and be like, well, it's just gonna fall on me. No. Right. You know, you look at, okay, what are the connections? But sometimes God will use that, sometimes he won't, you know. So I remember I met her as soon as I came into the book club event. She was right there. We met. I said, you know, I work with women and girls to help them to actually live a lifestyle where they prevent and cure inflammatory conditions such as fibroids and things like. She said, fibroids. She said, I got fibroids, right? And she says, I need you now. She put her phone her phone number in my phone. She says, we need to connect. I said, okay. Now she is the busiest one. She's very busy. Let me say she's very busy, and we miss each other. She's like, are you in LA? Am I this? We keep missing each other, right? And I remember one day I was sitting there. I walked in my house, and I just heard a voice say, "Call Beverly right now."
Wow.
I stopped
during one of those quiet times, huh?
Yeah, no, actually, I was just walking into the house. But I live in this place now where I'm tuned in because of the quiet times. See what I'm saying? So it's like because of that, I'm more sensitive to hear. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
See, because now I'm tuned into the frequency, so I can hear more easily, right?
Yeah.
So I'm take a bite when she's coming back. It's good. Pause. This is for y'all. No, we're not live.
Oh, okay.
This is for y'all.
I'm excited, though. So much, but I'm excited. I'm trying to take it all in, so that's the look I give you.
Okay, good.
To just take it all in.
Good.
Because I'm in the same boat. Like I find myself sometimes just quiet my surroundings so I can hear what's going on. And I did my research. Lord knows, with over 10, 15 years of fiber, I did a lot of research, so I know what you're talking about. So I'm like, yeah, but it comes to a point where it's like, okay, you gotta just stay on track, stay the course, and just follow through. Because I've been doing good for a while now. Fall off, and then it's like, okay, you gotta get back on the bandwagon. Follow through and see.
But that's why the support, the accountability, all of that makes a difference.
It does. Really does. Oh, I need to take it. I don't want to take it.
Okay, so I walked into my house and I just call Beverly. So I know now, just follow the prompting of the voice. I call and she picks up. Never happens. Okay. Hey, I was kind of surprised. Hi, how are you? I had this idea. I would love to talk to you about coming to speak to the girls about detox living, about really living free of toxic people thoughts, living their best life by self-care and self-love and self-care. And she was like, I'm doing this thing with Teen Vogue. And she says, you know what, send me some information about it, because the camp was starting in a few weeks, literally a few weeks. I didn't even know that. So long story short is, a couple of weeks, she and I were missing each other. A couple of weeks, she says, yeah, didn't you get an email? We want you to come. I was like, no, but yeah, of course. And I was traveling, but it happened to be that she booked me on the exact day that I was still in town.
Oh, wow.
And then when it happened, I just felt like, this is, Jessie, this is actually more than you know. This is like, you have those appointments and you just feel like the largeness of it, right?
This is a big deal.
Yeah, this is a big deal. And I felt like I kept seeing these girls. I saw them bawling in this session. I kept feeling like I had this vision. It was like, it's going to be like a fix my life. It's going to be like a fix your life, a Yanla type thing. I was like, that's not what I planned. I was like, okay. We had this session. These girls, when I tell you, it was amazing. Just the way they were just so open, and how it was a space like we could have been there for hours. Okay. It was something else. And Infinity was literally right there in front of me. Right here in front of me. And when we just spent, like, there were a couple of girls, we stayed connected.
Okay, gotta eat something. Eat the broccoli, okay? Eat the broccoli and the rice. Yeah.
Well, she's sleepy.
She was sleeping. I woke her up to eat. It's her bedtime.
That's what happened.
Yep, it's 30 more minutes until your bedtime. Come on, sit.
She don't even know what to do with herself. So the key thing is that when we slow down, we open ourselves for bigger opportunities, you know, and not just that, that it wasn't a stressful, I didn't have to like, you know, who I got to do, I got to call, I'm going to make this happen. No, it just flowed. Yes. The day you called me and things, I literally was like, you know, you had came to my mind. I was like, you know, God, I feel like I'm supposed to connect with Yandy. Like, you know, like, you know, just, I'm looking forward to whenever you make it happen. Literally, remember you FaceTimed me and I was in Florida for Thanksgiving? I was like, okay.
Random?
Yeah, it was random, but it wasn't random. It was God's timing. How much more at peace do you live in this life when you feel like I'm just literally walking out this beautiful purpose that he has for me? I'm not trying to make it happen. See what I'm saying? Like that shift alone, it is life transformative. Oh, yeah, no problem. It is, but those are good. I'll put the things. So it's life transformative. So, herbal supplements, real quick. Okay. Key things. So, Phoenix, Sweeper, Fertility, Chlorioxygen, and Fibrogen. All right. So, the herbal supplements are provided for the purpose of providing the gap in the minerals that are needed to actually eradicate the estrogen dominance. Okay. Remember, I talked about that sink example. When your body is, when you start eating the right foods, it's like a sink that's stopped up and the faucet is on and you turn the faucet off so that it's no longer flooding the sink, okay? Flooding the kitchen. However, the stopped up pipes, the drain is stopped up. The drain is stopped up because you have constipation and fibroids and tumors and all these things, right? In your excretory system, your liver has been overtaxed. It can't do its job anymore. So what the supplements do is specifically help to focus on healing the organs, all right? So for instance, let's start with the essence of fertility. Is the name fertility, your fertility, our fertility is actually an indication of our overall health, okay? Now, does it, when you are most fertile, is it easier for you to get pregnant? Yes, but it's because that's your actually healthiest. You are your healthiest, all right? So the purpose of the essence of fertility is to actually inhibit estrogen and increase progesterone, right? So it's absolutely necessary in order to heal for hormonal balance. Okay.
So if you miss one, do you take double? Since I missed it earlier.
You don't have to take double. I mean, again, it's a lifestyle. It's not like you're not in a race. So if I missed it, I'll just make sure I just take it next time. Okay. I mean, but the most important, you want to take it 3 times a day, but the most important are morning and night. Okay. Because remember, you're eliminating in the morning and you're assimilating at night where your body's taking in those nutrients, right? What I do, because these are 2-ounce bottles, it's easy to actually travel with them. But again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually not to go into your mouth. This is to go in your water.
That's what I said. I surely put it in my mouth.
That's fine. You can. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's to make your structured water. You can easily put it in your
just a half.
I would do 1 whole in something that way. And then so you have these 4. The fertility, as I said, that's to eradicate the estrogen dominance, all right? Actually, to balance your hormones, inhibit estrogen. The sweeper, well, I'll put this third. The Phoenix, where's the Rigid Ease?
I don't have that.
All right, so we have to get you Rigid Ease. Oh, I know why. No, it's because I remember now.
I have a Rigid Ease.
Yeah, I think you have Rigid Ease.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so the Phoenix is to kickstart, is to optimize your lymphatic system, all right? Your lymphatic system, make sure your body's optimizing the development of red blood cells, okay, to help regenerate new tissue. Because when what you want to do is heal your liver, so it's breaking down the old tissue, the dead tissue, the tumors and the scarring, the inflammation, the white adipose tissue, so that your liver now can do its job, right? And when your liver can do its job, it breaks down all that, all the dead cells, all the dead tissue. And then what you want to replace, the Phoenix, make sure you're creating healthy red tissue that's replacing it with healthy tissue. Now, the sweeper's job is your digestive, to heal your digestive system. And remember, we said your digestive system is literally your core to your whole health. Because if you're digesting properly, then that means your body's eliminating toxins properly. It's a critical piece. Right, so that's the purpose of the sweeper. And the Fibrogen attacks the actual tumor. So these other supplements help to starve the fibroid by creating hormonal balance. It starves the fibroid of the estrogen, so it shrinks that way. But then the fibrogen on top of that, it attacks the tumor, scar tissue, actual endometriosis, so that your body will eliminate it more accelerated. Okay, so you take all four, in this case, 1, 2, 3. You fill it up. Is any of these open? Yeah. You fill it up. I just do 1 squeeze. It's half of it. See that?
Yep, it's my time, so I'll take it.
Okay, cool. So you do all
and
of
just
them.
hold
1,
it under
2,
your
3.
tongue.
Hold it in your tongue for 5 minutes.
All together.
All together, not
I did
individually.
it separate.
I had a woman tell me she did it individually. I said, oh my God, you're going to hate us.
Morning.
You're going to hate us. Who has 20, 30 minutes?
You know what? I was like, it started seeping down my throat. I said, forget it.
But you just hold it, under your tongue, and it starts to absorb, as I said, through the glands that under your tongue that actually absorb directly and bypass your digestive system. So it'll go right into the bloodstream. It goes that's absorbed in your tongue goes directly into your bloodstream, and then the rest goes through your digestive system.
Are there any side effects to?
We've had, if somebody has a severe nut allergy, severe, they may find that I think one of the supplements has black walnuts in it,
yes.
But we've seen people who, even with nut allergies, they've had no issues. Because typically speaking, allergies it is inflammation gone like to the next level. See what I'm saying? Because what your body's saying is it's taken, now there's so much toxicity in your body that you have less tolerance than other people for certain things. So that's what's happening. So we find people says, oh, I couldn't have an avocado. It's like, yeah, you are not, I bet you you're not allergic to avocados. I bet you it's that coffee you drink every day that is now, or that milk, or the cow's milk, or whatever. Your body's has so many things, or the trauma you've been through, growing up as a child. And your body now, when they start to reset everything, they're like, oh, none of these things were really the problem. I'm not dealing with, flus anymore. I'm not dealing with having to, or because my body is like, make sure, okay, because my body is like, oh, I can do its job now. I can do my job, right? So the herbal supplements are critical to, you'll find sometimes we think we're hungry, but we actually aren't, we don't have the nutrients we need. And the supplements actually provide that gap in the nutrients with the minerals, right? Making sure you get those things that you need. And then you'll find, like, even when you do the liquid fast, the water fast, the liquid fast, when I take my supplements at that time, you're like, whew, that was like I had a meal. Like, because your body's getting those minerals, and you feel like, oh, I wasn't really hungry. And what I love about the liquid fast is it teaches you, even just in any of this, it teaches you, there's so much stuff I felt like I actually had to have. It wasn't that. I was giving myself these empty calories because they weren't actually, that's why I felt like, so you feel you eat, you feel like I still feel hungry.
That's like me. I drink the coffee because I want the caffeine, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Exactly.
It doesn't give me that kick. It doesn't do, but it's just so routine, and it's just so I have to have it.
It's habitual.
It doesn't do nothing for, I'm like, I need to stop, but just can't.
No, you can't.
I mean,
I'm not using that anymore.
No, I can.
You can.
I can, but
absolutely.
I was very aware that it was not giving me the kick that I needed.
But think about it. And there's a culture of addiction, right? It's a culture of, an addiction is to everything. Yeah. Sugar is a major addiction. Sugar is like, so taking the supplements, caring for yourself is making sure you're giving yourself those nutrients every day, right? And then when it comes to daily practices, and this is important, when we go to sleep, we actually have to take time to actually we're going to sleep. We're not falling asleep. A lot of times, a lot of people fall asleep with a laptop in their hands, the phone in their hands, the blue lights going off, the light, your body's serotonin cycle. Remember when I said when your cell walls stay up, it's triggered by light and sound. So people fall asleep with TV. Go to sleep. Watch your TV you want, then you'll see if you actually went into a dark, quiet room by like 9 o'clock, 9:30, you would fall asleep because your body's ready. When the sun sets, your body's ready to go into a new cycle. But we live in this cycle where everything's on all the time. And we be like, no, I got too much work to do. Child, I'm just kicking into next drive. And your body's like, how much more would you get done if you actually cooperate with the limits and the rhythms.
Power down your body.
Yeah, exactly. That your body needed. You know what I mean? I love that hairdo.
Are you powering down?
She's powering down.
Yeah, they got 10 minutes.
Yeah, so it's turned down. It's turn off the TV, complete silence, complete darkness. That's how you want to go to sleep. Complete silence, complete darkness. And then there are these exercises, they're qigong exercises that are breathing and movement. We don't have to start them now because I feel like I want to make sure you're metabolizing what you do. And you want to incorporate like focusing on, okay, what's the most important thing for me to do, right? Like sleep is one thing. Another thing I'm going to give you the heads up about is if you use tampons, you don't want to use tampons. You want to go pads only because tampons are very toxic, okay? They're popular, but they're very toxic. Anything that holds, or a cup or anything that holds it where it's supposed to be flowing out is actually keeping the toxicity in your body, okay? So their natural pads are better, but when your cycle, this is the good news. When your body's healing and healed, you're gonna have like, your cycle is gonna be what we call the happy period, which is little spotting, very light. Like when I say spotting, like our women, when they're at that point, they may use a light or what do you call it, panty liners for like 3-4 days. And that's really it, okay? No cramping, no bloating. That's what your body's supposed to experience. But how many women do you know that's their experience? Most not.
None.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's like non-existent, right? Everybody's like, oh yeah, I just have those heavy and the cramps. But we've been taught that that's acceptable.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's just what it's not. And that's what we're saying. No more. I'm not taking the status quo anymore. Not when my body can do better. Not when I'm designed to live better, right? So the tampons, and I'll send you the list, but any birth control, that's really, 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 really toxic, okay? So are you either of you on birth control?
No.
Okay. What else?
That's what got me in this position in the first place. I
birth control.
I took them for over 10 years. And
Absolutely.
And that's when I started developing all of these fibroids and problems.
Absolutely. And the last thing, and I'm going to drop it in you for you just to, because it may take time for you to do it, but it really works, is cold water therapy. Now, I love hot showers. Look. Don't leave me.
Right.
Don't leave me, okay? Cold water therapy. Hot water stimulates white adipose tissue. White adipose tissue is what stores estrogen, okay? You want brown adipose tissue. Brown adipose tissue is what develops muscle, okay? Estrogen breaks muscle down into fat. I don't know about you, but I don't want my muscle turning into fat. I want I want my body to develop muscle, because when your body's developing muscle, estrogen can't live in muscle. Like that is the healthiest way for your body to break and actually fight estrogen, right? So one of the things you'll do is you want to do squats, you want to do your, just toning and building your muscles, because that's all great, okay, all the time. But when it comes to hot water, and hot where it almost burns your skin, that's how I like to look. But what it does is it actually, again, it prepares your body to develop that white adipose tissue. It stimulates white adipose tissue. And that opens up more pain, more inflammation.
What about like the steam room, all of that?
So steam rooms, the best heat for you is actually the sun.
The sun.
That's the best heat.
Vitamin D. I love the steam room.
Right. It's not bad necessarily, but the best heat, anything that's like, not natural sources of heat, basically, is only going to dry you out. It's not really helping you. You know what I mean? But when it comes to cold water therapy, I'm going to give you an example. So I started putting cold water. What I do is I take lukewarm to cold showers. Okay. So lukewarm, start the water lukewarm, lather up, boom, 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 boom. And then as I rinse off, don't look at me like I'm crazy, because it really works. I start to make the water cooler to the point where I can stand it. Now, let me explain something to you. Athletes, the reason they make them have cold water therapy is because it helps stimulate their muscle development. Okay, because think about it, it's like your body is vibrating at a very, like you're shivering almost. Your body is actually, it's like contracting back and forth. So I was having such severe pain. I finally said, I'm gonna actually do real cold. I'm gonna let it get some real cold. And my shoulder pain is because my whole arm was hurting from this surgery, the whole arm. Now the shoulder's no longer hurting because I started just applying the cold water in my showers. The elbow, I was having severe pain in the elbow too. The elbow's gone. My pain level in the past week has gone down from Christmas, I was at a 9. Okay. Now I'm at like a 3. All right. That's a huge change. All right. Now what that's doing is it's stimulating brown adipose tissue, which is great for your mitochondria, which is the movement of your cells. All right. So understand. Throw away.
I've got caught in my
Throw
foot. So
away.
dry.
Petroleum is a high toxin.
Is it?
High.
So what should I put on my lips?
You can use shea. You can use coconut oil. You can use shea oil. Hemp oil is great. Even rapeseed oil. But petroleum.
No.
Just look up petrolatum. It is one of those heavy, heavy, heavy toxins. But we've been taught all our lives. Baby oil. Put that petroleum Vaseline on our skin. Well, it is just a high toxin. I have a video called Detox Your Beauty, which I'll send you guys, which is just kind of core things for that. And hemp seed oil is one of the most amazing moisturizers. I know you have a whole, and I want to look at your the ingredients so I can talk to our women about it. But the key thing is less is more. More simple, right? I know what's in it. And what I love about hemp seed oil is it leaves like a, not shiny, but just like a kind of matte kind of glow. And it's simple and it's healing. So my thing is, if it doesn't heal me, I ain't got time for it, right? But it doesn't, and again, what you can metabolize. Not like, it took me a year before I stopped relaxing my hair. A year in, I was finally like at the point where I had my rhythm, everything else. I was like, okay, now I can look at like, how am I going to do my style? Like, I wore blown out after for a while. I stopped relaxing and I blew it out, and I wore it same style, but it was blown out and, curled. And I was like, oh, I was able to get rid of that heavy toxin, because that's another thing, because Black women are disproportionately affected by these issues, right? One of the key things are our beauty products have phthalates in them. Phthalates are very high in developing inflammation in our bodies, right? So, I mean, I know I've shared a lot, and that's why I recorded it, so you can listen, and all. But the key thing is, finding out what foods you like that you'll enjoy on this journey, all right? And slowing down helps you to be consistent for yourself. Like for me, it's been like, today my goal is going to be making sure that I only eat the things that heal me.
You do, so you don't do cakes or anything like that?
So here's the deal. There are people who make vegan cakes. The key thing is make sure there's no soy, all right? Because they love to use soy in everything. But there are some really good things out there. They're always going to be a cheat. The reason they're going to be a cheat is going to be because they always put something in it, like whether it's the sweetener is agave, and the key thing is anything. They even say, oh, it's coconut sugar. As soon as they make it sugar, it went through a process that toxified it. You know what I'm saying? It's date sugar. It's now toxified because it's in sugar. It's made into a granulated sugar, right? Why not use the dates or the Manuka honey or the coconut nectar, the raw? If it's in its proper state, then it won't damage. And it's yummy and it's healing, and that's really good for healing your gut. So guys should definitely be having it like every day.
Every day have this?
Yeah, I have
like
you can take a teaspoon every day. On top of having it in your home. Yes.
Is it like raw organic honey, or what?
So so the Manuka honey is from Manuka trees in New Zealand. And New Zealand is the only place where they actually it's illegal to feed the bees honey. Sugar. It's illegal to feed the bees sugar. So even when you read organic honey, a lot of these places, because it's not illegal to feed the bees sugar, it can still have sugar in it because they're feeding the bees sugar. See what I'm saying? So that's a key thing. And it's funny, my daughter be like, Mommy, can I have some Manuka honey, please? That's her thing.
It's just like it.
Exactly. But it is a high antibacterial for your gut. Like, it is so good in healing your gut.
Just like it. Can I mix it? I want to take a spoon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm gonna just mix
Put it on
together.
your face. It doesn't fall. And that's so yummy, by the way.
Thank you so much.
It's great with fruit. I mean, again, it's about what mixing the tastes and, you know, and
to make this a dressing.
So you use the Manuka honey with lemon, with red onion. I'm telling you, I'll send you that.
Put a bag of onion.
That dressing is the bomb.
And red onion is a healer.
Yes, it is. That's the organic because of the way. So the key thing with organic, let me tell you the thing with organic.
This is so good.
It's delicious, right? The key thing with organic is when it's not organic and it's a dirty fruit or vegetable, meaning it's highly affected by pesticides. The pesticides metabolize into estrogen in our bodies. They through the process called aromatization. Okay, so what happens is it can be a great tomato, but if it's not organic, and it's affected by pesticides, then that means it converts into estrogen in your body. Now, just because it doesn't have the organic label doesn't mean it's not grown organically. Okay. So one of the things you're going to learn from who you buy things from, the way you can test it is, let's say you'll say, I want to see if these avocados they sell here are good. You can actually take an avocado, put it in a mason jar, which is a glass jar, right? And watch it. I would just take a piece of it because I wouldn't want to waste the whole avocado. Watch it for 72 hours. Seal it. Watch it for 72 hours. If it shrivels and browns, then it's organic. But if it becomes fuzzy and white, like it grows mold on it, that's pesticides.
Within 72 hours too. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
So
that's how you can tell.
Imagine what it does in our body within 72
exactly.
hours if it does that.
And more. And
that's
more.
Freaky.
See what I'm saying? Exactly. So you
Yay! Creepy. Wow.
Yay. Hey, Mom. We're sitting here.
Hey, Mom. Hi.
Yeah, she
was
not waiting.
Good thing we recorded. Because we can share this with Toya and Mom too.
Yeah. We have had an amazing session. We ate some great food.
Yes. It's almost finished now.
Quinoa avocado.
It's a quinoa fruit salad.
Cantaloupe, some tomatoes, and I just made a dressing with Manuka honey and lemon.
Wait till you add some red onion to that. That thing is the bomb.com.
Really? It's really good. I can't even front.
Okay, Kisha's enjoying it too?
Yep, she's here.
Do you do nuts on this?
We do hemp seeds, which tastes just like sunflower seeds. Just like sunflower seeds.
Delicious.
And also raw pumpkin seeds. Hemp seeds, I mean.
Yeah, you can do nuts after the 30 days. Okay, because nuts are a little harder on the digestive system, but there are good nuts. Not all nuts. The good nuts are Brazil nuts, walnuts, and pine nuts, which have to be soaked. But those are really the only nuts we recommend because cashews, peanuts are all highly estrogenic, so they cause inflammation in your body. And pecans.
Her favorite.
Look at her. Don't give me that look. Come on, Mom. Oh no, she had poor connection. But focus on the good.
Oh, you're still here? I know she's doing space.
Hey, Mom, you back?
You're so quiet. She would go to how did the picture come out?
Huh?
Look at. Oh no, it was so
reconnecting.
Good. It was so good. I ate all of my food. I just made a second.
Huh? Okay, we're gonna send you the recording video.
I didn't look at any of them.
All right.
Oh, you sent it.
All right. You want Yandy again?
Oh my God, that's so amazing.
Hold on. Hi, Grandma Laura. She wants her baby. She said.
Good. They in the living room. Want to go to them?
So I'm gonna send you the stop, breathe, and exhale video. A couple of just homework assignments.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna end this recording. I'm gonna send the assignments, and then we can share this with you guys. So yay for our first session. Okay. Yay! Come on in, Keisha. Hey.